Jamie Schene, and we're in Apple Valley, California, in the Mojave Desert. I'm working on a piece for an upcoming group show. I believe it's in September. And I don't really have too many details on the show, but I was invited by Matt Hurtado to be in it. And so I'm just trying to get a jump on it, trying to get the first layer on this machine. I used to use coil tattoo machines every day. And since I don't use them as much anymore in my day-to-day tattooing, I just miss them. I've been tattooing for 21 years, and for the first, 19 years, all I used exclusively were these style of machines. So it's just nostalgic to me. I just want to, pay homage back, I guess, to tattooing, and it's just what I'm interested in too. And the whole deal with the tattoo machine sitting on the cross is like, the way some people might feel about a certain religion, or the benefits that they feel from that certain religion is, I relate that to the way I feel about tattooing and artwork, and what it's given to me, and how it's enriched my life and just made me, I think, a more calm, centered person. I always feel a lot better when I'm being creative, no matter really what the outlet is, just as long as I'm making something, I feel good, I draw a lot of my inspiration from, I guess, just from everything around me, but mainly it's, with tattooing, I have to collaborate so closely with the client that basically my only thing for painting is if I want to do it, If I don't have to collaborate with anybody, ask anybody's opinion, and it's what I get to do to relax, to kind of unwind from tattooing. Tattooing can be stressful, especially the collaborative part of it. So, just things that are important to me. I've done a lot of, my family, of course. I've done a painting of my wife, portrait of my son that's been in progress for like 5 years. I started the thing when the poor kid was 7, now he's 12, so I need to get back on that. My family had a big influence on me getting into art, just being interested in general, and they've always supported me. My mom and dad have always just been real cool and just kind of let me just kind of find my own way, and not try and push me in any direction too much. And in fact, 20 years ago when I told my dad I was thinking about trying to apprentice to start tattooing, he really surprised me, and he said, I think that's a really good way for an artist to make a living. And yeah, I was shocked. I mean, my parents are super cool, but I was expecting a little resistance, And, when I was, I must have been 12, 13 years old, my mom brought me home a coffee table book of Salvador Dali. And I just remember just tripping out, number one, that she would even bring that to me, because, at that time she was pretty religious, and, that's what I loved about Salvador Dali, is he's pushing boundaries of that stuff, you know what I mean? And he was never afraid to paint whatever he wanted. He just, he didn't care what people thought of him, and that had a big influence on me. And I just, I'm really appreciative that my parents were so cool about things and so just wanted me to be happy, you know? That's what they always said. Right now, I'm working in oils, and if I'm not tattooing, that's definitely my favorite medium to work in. I've done a few paintings with acrylics, and it just wasn't. It just didn't seem as easy to me as oils. That's really the only reason why I do mostly oils. I enjoy drawing as well, but mainly in my free time, I'm definitely going to paint. That's my first choice. I was introduced to Trel, I guess about a year and a half ago. You know, they're just down the street from the shop that I work at, and it was actually through, you know, a neighbor of mine who I've been tattooing for years. They know the people from Trel, and just kind of turned me on to them and told me where they were and got me in touch with them, and I got to go over and see their factory and see how the brushes were made, and I was sold right off the bat. You know, there's not, I don't know, for me, there's not a lot of companies that I'm gonna get behind and just be super stoked on. Number one, because you don't know where it comes from or who's making it, and or who's really behind the company, and that's what I like so much about them, is just everything they do is so by hand. This is the second board that I've painted on from them, and it's by far the best board I've ever used. It's just unbelievable how good the quality is with all their products. I'm just super stoked to know them. Well, the very first job I had, I worked at a skateboard shop, and that was in the mid-'80s. That was my first job. I was about 15 or 16, and that was awesome. If that job would have lasted, I don't know if I would have started tattooing, but the shop I worked at closed down, and then I just snowboarded for a few seasons and just worked random jobs here and there, and I ended up, my mom actually got me a job at Stater Brothers. Best thing that ever happened to me, because I hated it. And it just motivated me to find something else and to follow what I really always wanted to do, which was, I didn't know tattooing, but it was just whatever, something in art, you know, something that was me, that I could be creative every day and not feel like every moment that I was at this job was just slowly killing me, you know? I wasn't able to go to art school, just didn't have the money. And at that time, in the early 80s, or when I was graduating high school, late 80s, you know, anybody that I said, oh, I want to be an artist, they're like, okay, well, the only way you're gonna ever be able to make a living is to go into advertising. That to me was just like working in a bank or something. I mean, it was corporate to me, and that wasn't what I wanted to do. And it was just really discouraging. I didn't have the money anyways, so, you know, I never got that opportunity. You know, and I've talked to a few people who have gone to art school. I know quite a few artists now who have had a lot of professional training, and, you know, a lot of times, you know, I've heard a few of them tell me, you don't need art school, just paint, just do art. And you know what, they're right, but I've never heard anybody tell me that who hasn't been to art school. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you have to have that experience to say, oh, you don't need art school. I'd like to have that experience, you know. I think it is important to learn things maybe a more traditional way so you can branch off from there and just start off with a certain amount of confidence that I feel like I didn't really start off with. A lot of the way that I learned how to do art was from tattoo shops, looking over other artists' shoulders, picking up what I could, overhearing other artists' conversations, however I could do it, you know. But mainly it's just draw your ass off, paint your ass off, do as much art as you can. That's really the only thing. And don't be so worried about the outcome. You know, like, I don't want to analyze every little single part of this. I just need to get it on there and keep adjusting and just keep working at it, you know? Not judge it and judge myself too early on, you know? Some of the main differences between tattooing and painting are, I guess, the most obvious right off the bat, that this is always going to be the same. It's never going to complain, it's never going to get hurt, you know, it's never going to be in a stressful situation, and I can rely on it. I guess I would also go as far as to say that I might not get the reward back from this that I would from what I feel would be a tattoo I'm proud of, because tattooing is so hard. You know, and painting is really challenging, don't get me wrong, and you're always learning, there's always room for improvement, and there's always some other thing to discover about it. That's what's kept me so interested in artwork, tattooing, painting, and whatever it is for the better part of my life. You know, you're never going to master it. Throw that word around, master all you want, but really no master's ever finished, you know? They're always doing their thing and always learning and always progressing. Yeah, being a part of Black Inker Collective, I've been over there for the last couple of years. And before that, Nico and I worked together for 4 years. So being at Black Inker is like, for me, it is like having all these brothers, you know? It's weird to say that, and it almost sounds cheesy, but like, that's how we are with each other. We don't hold back with each other as far as critiquing a piece. We're always asking each other's opinions. So to say that working at Black Inker's influenced my art would be a huge understatement. It's gone so much farther than that, and I definitely wouldn't be in the same position I'm at today without all those guys. Eric Taylor, Matt Hurtado, of course, Nico Hurtado, Carlos Rojas. You know, I've never been in the kind of situation that we are in now, to where I know I can rely on those guys. Not just in an artistic way, but just as people, we're all just down for each other, and we all just want to see each other get better. It's very rare for me in my career to work in a shop where where the egos are kind of checked at the door. And you know, nobody's perfect. We all have our little things here and there, but you know, genuinely, everybody there is humble, and everybody there knows how much more they could learn, how much farther we can all go, you know, and we just want to help each other do that. And that's what the benefit of the collective is, right? You know what I mean? It's like to help this group of people achieve a goal. I was at this job was just slowly killing me, you know? So, I don't fucking remember what you asked me, bro. I started rambling, sorry. All their products, I'm just super stoked to know them. Was that too much?